Hello and welcome to Moxie Monday. Welcome everyone. I'm grateful to be here. I have a lot going on, and you know what I've learned along the way is use everything for my learning, growth, and upliftment, even the messiness. So we can do a lot of iterations with Moxie Monday, messy Moxie Mondays. How are you stepping into your own Moxie? And what is that? You know, as you have heard me share, my book is called Coming Moxie, a hospice chaplain's journey through grief. So this awareness of Moxie began during my grief journey. I mean, it started earlier than that, but really when it was really sort of calling on me and knocking at my door during my grief journey after my mom died. And it was my mom's favorite word. So there I decided to it felt like the right thing after that word came up, is to name my book Moxie. As you'll read, my mom and I played Scrabble all the time, and this was a word she played all the time, and she would say, "You got Moxie." But as I grew up, I started to learn the word. What does that mean today, and how does it all relate? Well, I'm a little speechless, but I'm going to try to sort this through. You know, today is the eclipse. We're in Pacific Northwest, and we really didn't see much. When it was here in 2017, it was completely dark, and it was amazing, a little scary. But what I've learned today about the eclipse, interesting, the word eclipse came from the word abandonment. It came from that idea that the sun abandoned us for a period of time. And in another way, that it was hidden, as if our light was hidden. And I've had many layers of grief, and that came through as I was on the latest journey of my grief. I can't even say that it was the latest journey. There's been multiple griefs that have come up as I've been writing this book. And one of the things I'm aware of is how I abandoned myself, how I took on the shame of others, and how I stored that in my body. This may be resonating for some of you. We store things in our body. As a child, I didn't know how to process things. There were things that were happening in my family and around me that I didn't know how to process. And I stored that in my body. I developed an eating disorder. I tried to eat to numb my feelings or even just to feel. But I didn't feel safe in my own body. And another layer of that's coming up now. Another layer as I'm coming out with my book, that there may be some secrets in there. There may be some truths. I don't know that they're secrets, but there may be some truths that are coming out to say how I see things. And within my body is reacting to that. And I'm sharing this with you today because I've been healing from an eating disorder for 38 years. Okay? That's the good news, and the bad news is I still feel things a lot in my body. I'm a feeler. I'm a feeler through and through. And I'm also embodied, so I feel things in my body, and that's one of the ways that I get messages of what needs to be healed. And so I'm looking at today, what is it that is this eclipse, a time from closure and a time for new beginnings? What is it that needs to be released today? And what came through to me as I was with this friend of mine and doing a little inner work together is more shame in the lower body. Why the lower body? What I have deciphered is I am standing up within myself. I am calling on my Moxie in order to stand up inside myself, in order to bring forward a message to all of you, to the world, about grief, about revolutionizing the whole end of life and grief experience. This is great and powerful, and I am very empowered, but it doesn't mean we don't go through the layers that we're having to shed in order to rise up within ourselves even more, in order to bring the truth to the world. This is Moxie. And I kid you not, before I come on to Moxie Mondays or Transformation Thursdays, I have no idea sometimes what I'm going to share. But because I believe in the spiritual journey of life, I know what's supposed to be shared will be shared, and I know it will come through me, and I know that it will bubble up purposefully, just like I've explained at other times and do explain in my book about grief is purposeful, and the pain, the discomfort that we're feeling is also purposeful. So my message to you today is to feel it all, to recognize that we don't need to run from the discomfort, but we do need to live it. We need to follow it through and find out what the gem is, the grief gem, if you will, what the message is. How are we being called to stand up within ourselves? This is the message today. So I ask you, how are you, what are you releasing and what are you shifting? You know, like what's coming through? Recognize it, pay attention, and let's work on it together. I will post in the comments about the Moxie book launch group that I formed, as well as the link for the book. Stay tuned. Reach out to me with any questions, and let's continue the conversation and see how are you going through your grief. How are you drawing on what strength you have? And both of those can be going on at the same time. We can feel how the pain kind of deflates us, and yet all of a sudden we can feel a surge of power as well. They both can be going on. Okay? It's not a sign of weakness to feel your feelings or to feel grief. So much love and light to you. Blessings to you. I hope that you get to have a little spiritual awakening about the eclipse for yourself as well. Okay. Blessings to all.